Ramsey show ending. After show beginning. Why am I not hearing? Ramsey show ending. There we go. All right. Sorry for the loopies you're there. What up, Sid? Thanks for joining me today. Alrighty. So let's get started live from Cabot, Arkansas. It is Monday, late afternoon. It's Memorial Day. Hope everyone had a lovely federal holiday. And the federal holiday is the reason that I'm able to do the after show today, because I'm off work. Alrighty, so I guess to start off, dropped a new single Saturday night. So it says 1 day ago, 10 views, not that many. The short has about, I think, 77 views, so not that many. But hopefully those will pick up, and I'm going to do the live debut of that song right now, You Belong Debt Free. And that would, of course, be the music from T-Swizzle. From her song, You Belong With Me. Alrighty, and so after she looks over her career, and maybe she'll get, like, she has $1 billion now. Maybe she'll get, like, over the course of the entire life of the song on YouTube, she'll get like 50 cents out of it from me doing this, and so I'm glad to contribute. All right, let's give it a shot here. The first live performance, live debut of You Belong Debt Free, Steve's version. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. No idea if you'll ever be retired. So many payments, expenses, costs, and bills due. You had one credit card that turned into 10. You finally figured out that credit is not your friend. If you want to change, let me tell you what I do. There's this guy named Ramsey who lives in Tennessee. He hosts a show that's all about your money. Listen up to his financial advice, and before you know it will change your whole life. And when you understand it's not math, it's behavior, the answer all along. I know it's hard to see. You belong debt free. You belong debt free. I see you struggling to try to make ends meet. Your bank account is signaling defeat. I know exactly what that's like because I've been there. Dad co-signed a car loan when I was 18. Used debt to buy some stupid things I didn't need. Thought I was fine, no, I know better than that. Find me on the Ramsey YouTube chat. There's this guy named Ramsey who lives in Tennessee. He hosts a show that's all about your money. Listen up to his financial advice, and before you know it will change your whole life. And when you understand it's not math, it's behavior, the answer all along. I know it's hard to see. You belong debt free. And when you understand the problems in the mirror, the problem all along. I know it's hard to see. You belong dead free. You belong dead free. She does a lot of this dancing in her video, something like that. Oh, I remember when I was into 2, but I took Ramsey's advice. I did the baby steps, and now I'm on step 5. Life is so much better now with financial peace. Think I know just what you need, and it's to be debt free. You understand, it's not math, it's behavior, the answer all along. I know it's hard to see. You belong debt free. And when you understand the problems in the mirror, the problem all along, I know it's hard to see. You belong debt free. You belong debt free. Yeah, you belong debt free. I hope you finally see. You belong debt free. You belong debt free. Alrighty. Okay, so let's see, screwed up with the you gotta come in right at the right spot for the I remember when I was in debt too, but missed it by just a little bit, but I saw I did rush to catch up. Alrighty. Alright, and so on today's replay of the Ramsey Show, the host was Dave and his co-host was his daughter Rachel, and we have a song for her. Little Agua. I guess you know Dave, and you may know that he is a father. The Google tells me he has 3 children. This song's about one of his daughters. Denise and Daniel work from out of public life, but Rachel wanted crowds and cameras, face to face with those facing strife. And I guess that's why we all watch Rachel cruise for good advice that she learned in her youth. Talks about friends when she shows us how to be millionaires. Know yourself, know your money, love your life, not theirs. And I guess that's why we all watch Rachel cruise. The Ramsey Show, the Rachel Cruise Show are where you can see her. If that's not enough, then you are so lucky. The Smart Money Happy Hour, she hosts it with George. They have some drinks and a laugh. She has 2 kids, but Smart Money, smart kids. And I'm glad for what I have, where I am too. And I guess that's why we all watch Rachel cruise for good advice that she learned in her youth. Talks about friends when she shows us how to be millionaires. Know yourself, know your money, love your life, not theirs. And I guess that's why all watch Rachel Cruise. Posts it with George, and they have some drinks and a laugh. She has 2 kids' books, Smart Money, Smart Kids, and I'm glad for what I have and where I am. And I guess that's why we all watch Rachel Cruise, for good advice that she learned in her youth. Talks about friends when she shows us how to be millionaires. Know yourself, know your money, love your life, not theirs. And I guess that's why we all watch Rachel Cruise, mentioning Winston, mentioning conspiracies. And I guess that's why we all watch Rachel Cruise, mentioning Winston, mentioning Target. And I guess that's why we all watch Rachel Cruise, mentioning Winston, mentioning Tesla. And I guess that's why we all love Rachel Cruise. Great. And of course, no after show would be complete without a song about the baby steps. Let's kick it. If you want to fix your finances, I know a guy can help you get debt free. And if you didn't know, he has a show, and let me tell you, the advice is really great for you and me. Step 1, start emergency fund, and it's time to pay off your debt. That's the 2 that you're beginning, smaller sluggish, you'll be winning, ain't seen nothing yet. You and me, Dave's playing a ribbon. Hey, look at us, we're baby stepping. This is the way, we're baby stepping. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. We're baby stepping. 1,000 fund, pay off debt, full fund, invest, get college, pay off house, or build wealth. We're baby stepping. And then you'll be in step 3, saving for emergencies, and that's financial peace. 3 to 6 months of expenses, you remain gazelle intensive, then there's less urgency. Step 4, investing, retirement, needs addressing, save your kids a college gift. Before you know, you're step 6, paying off your residence, step 7, build wealth and give. You and me, Dave's playing with ribbon. Hey, look at us, we're baby stepping. This is the way, we're baby stepping. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. We're baby stepping. 1,000 fund, pay off debt, full fund, invest, get college, pay off house, build wealth. We're baby stepping. If you pay cash instead of leave, then your wealth will be increased. You can have financial peace. If you pay cash instead of leave, then your wealth will be increased. You can have financial peace. A name for every dollar, that's intention. What up, Maddie Bags? Hashtag mention. Do the steps that go of apprehension. I said a name for every dollar, that's intention. What up, Maddie Bags? Hashtag mention. Do the steps that go of apprehension. You and me, just fun with ribbon. Hey, look at us, we're baby stepping. This is the way, we're baby stepping. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4, Step 5, Step 6, Step 7. We're baby stepping. If you pay cash instead of leads, you can see your wealth increase. You can have financial peace. If you pay cash instead of leads, you can see your wealth increase. You can have financial peace. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4, Step 5, Step 6, Step 7. We're baby stepping. 1,000 fund, pay off debt, full fund, invest, get college, pay off house, build wealth. We're baby stepping. Come on. All right. Don't need the audio anymore. Well, not the headset. Anyway, alrighty. So those songs available in my music playlist. Although perhaps earlier versions of it may not be as good as the current versions. As you sing it more and more, you get a little bit better of it, even though singing is not my regular job. Market report. So this from Friday. Market closed today for the Memorial Day federal holiday. And as you can see, oh look, the NASDAQ again is the highest. And so Dave recommends managed funds for retirement because they can beat the index. But if you're only going to be an S&P 500 guy, right? There's some people that only invest in the S&P 500 index, and that is absolutely better than not addressing retirement at all. So, if that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do. But let's see, 1 year, 26%, 5 years, 92.75%, okay? So you go over to the NASDAQ here, 1 year, 29.99%, 5 years, 127.03%. So do not sleep on the NASDAQ. People love tech. So you may, do half and half, or at least do a little bit into the NASDAQ as well if that's all you're going to do. If you're not going to follow Dave's advice and do managed funds, and don't talk to me about, it's more expense ratios. NASDAQ index fund beats the S&P 500. Out of the last 15 years, the NASDAQ has won 12 of them. 11 or 12, something like that. I can't remember from the last time I looked that up. But it's significant higher. Let's see what the rest of the world is looking like. Mostly up in Europe. Mostly up in Asia as well. The currencies... we got the euro up on the US dollar, the Japanese yen up on the US dollar. Nope, it just changed. So back and forth here. US dollar up on the Japanese yen. Now the British pound, love, is up on the US dollar. The Canadian dollar is up on the US dollar. And of course the Australian dollarmate is up on the US dollar. Our pals in crypto, of course, which Dave does not advise, but you can see what that's doing right there. The Bitcoin had its halving amount, and now they're climbing back up to where that previous high was. Still not recommended. If we look at the futures, you can see so far they are up. So for tomorrow morning's opening bell there at the Wall Street Stock Exchange, and of course these are up right now. They could change drastically. It could be way higher up. It could be negative once the market opening bell happens in the morning. Oh, let's see, what else did we want to look at? Just the most followed single stocks on Google. Again, this is Friday's result. The only one of these that is down is the Amazon. Down 0.17%. But the rest of them basically. And this is why, again, this is why you don't just have one stock. This is why you have a group of them. And so as you can see in this group, then the rest of them more than make up for that being down 0.17. So that's why you do mutual funds, for that diversity, instead of just doing a stock, even if it is Apple. Now, I'm not going to pretend that if you bought Apple, I mean, anywhere, let's look at it, Max. I mean, if you bought it anywhere in here, you made a buttload of money. Absolutely you did. But it's too volatile to have it to be in single stocks only, because that means your whole world is tied to that one thing, and it's better to have diversity. And I certainly have Apple in my mutual funds. Apple being, of course, both in the NASDAQ and in the S&P 500. Alrighty, let's see what we got for some news here. Market Watch. Stocks are up 12% this year, but nearly half of Americans think they're down. What's going on? They're looking at TV. They're watching TV. They're watching the news. They're, looking at stuff on TikTok. Who knows what they're looking at? They're hearing people talk about it at work that don't know what's going on. And it's up 12% this year. Half Americans think it's down. They're not paying attention to the right news. Which the right news is, how about if you just go here and look at that, that's just the data without some story trying to get you to click on it. This is just the data. And so look at this instead of reading dumb stories. Although this is a dumb story, but it's actually pointing out about the other dumb story. New poll findings seen as bad sign for President Biden's re-election campaign. And yeah, generally, you're going to lose some votes due to what people think the economy is doing, whether they're right or wrong about it. Let's see if there's anything else here. New poll. 49%. Harris poll from the Guardian newspaper, that's over in the UK, and said incorrectly the S&P 500 SPX was down for the year. Yeah, dumb. I don't know where they're getting that info. It's just they're watching bad news reports, I guess, or just listening to their dumb friends or coworkers or something like that. I don't know. Let's see. Other finding from the new poll includes that 72% said they believe the rate of inflation is increasing. April report for Consumer Price Index showed prices rising at 3.4% pace in the past year, down from a rate above 9% in 2022. Right. So, I mean, it hasn't got, inflation doesn't go away ever, but it is currently not rising. How do we complain? It's largely a story about misinformation. Absolutely. Biden has often faced challenges trying to convince the American that the economy is in better shape than many believe. The economy's great. The economy's great. I can't do Biden. The economy's great. Come on, man. And of course, Trump did, my economy is great. It's huge. It's the best economy in the history of economies ever. Hammered home the message that America's financial state is a cesspool of ruin. I mean, the debt, national debt isn't great, obviously, but again, they're trying to get elected. News outlets are trying to get you to click on it. So that is how that works. From Yahoo Finance, data reveals rising economic distress across America, despite post-pandemic growth. All right, distressed zip codes of America. And so if you can see, let me try to get rid of that. There we go. So if you can see the map there, the red and both of those look red. This is a slightly less dark red right there. That is the at-risk. So distressed and at-risk are both the red. That one's slightly darker. The pink is the mid-tier. The blue is comfortable, and the green is prosperous. So let's see where I am. Arkansas, not so good. Let's check on OH, and it's got some green in there. State up north has pockets of green as well right there. So I just thought that was interesting. Let's see. It's kind of like a PowerPoint. The Economic Innovation Group measures level of distress and prosperity across the U.S. 52 million Americans live in a distressed zip code. No postcode envy. During the pandemic, something notable happened. More Americans moved out of urban centers and into the suburbs. There you go. There's views of Cleveland, Oklahoma City, and Fort Worth, Texas. Cleveland and OH, of course. And as you can see, I guess it does look like maybe the inner cities are having the most trouble, which is not really anything new. Those who couldn't afford to move to the suburbs stayed behind, which exacerbated the distress in urban cores. Sure. It remains to be seen what this means for American life, the economy, political landscape, most notably the upcoming 2024 presidential election. It's going to be huge. It's going to be the best election in the history of elections ever. There's the Cleveland again. Pandemic exacerbated this. We get it. Story continued. We get it, though. We get the point that it's trying to make. Let's see what we have here. All right, so I found this when I was looking for something else in a photo album. And look who's right here in the lower left. That would be your boy. And I don't know, apparently it was trumpet rest section. Most of the flute players are playing. Saxophonist is playing. Must have been a rest time for trumpet, because that's what I played in the band. But that's me right there. What else do we have? I made this meme the other day because I was looking for a picture to put into the You Belong Debt Free video of them. I got one where Rachel at least was smiling. Dave had about the same look on his face. But on this, they were listening to, I believe, a lady talk about how her husband was very controlling with the money and so forth, didn't want to combine finances, et cetera, et cetera. And so I thought, well, perfect. You know, I don't know if you kids remember, but there used to be a thing called, like this. It says skeptical Ramseys are skeptical. And there used to be a thing like grumpy cat is grumpy, that kind of thing. So I just made that. Thought that was fun. What else do I have for you? This I had at the most recent potluck at my work, which was walking tacos, where you get the Dorito bag or corn chips bag or something like that, and you pour all the toppings in there and you eat it out of the bag. I did not do that. I put everything on the plate there, but we had some barbacoa there, and of course some fresca salsa there, some pico de gallo, Spanish rice, regular rice. So when the food is free, the carbs don't count, is what I hear. And so You got that, and as you can see, they do go all out. They have decorations all over the place, and this was on the, and it was for, what was that for? Oh, it was around Cinco de Mayo. That's what it was. Okay, it wasn't on Cinco de Mayo, but it was close to that. And I did post this as a short, but this happened to me when I was at Kroger about a month or so ago. Yeah, crazy. It let up a little bit. I got drenched going to my car, but yeah, you see the water just being blown across the parking lot there. So that's fun. And they got quite a bit of views too. People like that kind of stuff, I guess. Fun times. All right. Let's go backwards. There we go. Alrighty. And how about we do some more questions to finish up the Ramsey Show After Show today. This is from Pick Training 5159. Trying to move out. So I'm going to be moving out about a month. I have my emergency fund and a savings fund that will be used to move. Good planning. Savings will cover the deposit and necessities needed for moving out. I have trouble budgeting for rent. What I mean is I don't know how much to spend on rent. Is it 25% of take-home pay or gross income? That's what you want to shoot for. That's going to be the max, whether it's mortgage payment or rent. You don't want to be over 25%. If you can at all help it. That would be of take-home pay, not gross. Also, my take-home pay is only about 65%, right? Since I'm in Los Angeles, to live in a high cost of living area, you have to be making high cost of living money, and you don't get a pass for that just because you were born there or just because you currently live there. You have to have the appropriate salary in order to live in a particular area, especially Taxifornia. Taxes are high, plus I contribute to union dues and pension. Also, do I count my pension as part of my 15% towards investment? Many questions, but concise. Got it all on the one page there. Baby step 4, flare. Pensions count as 7.5% because they do not do as well as the market. A little bit more agua. Update, wife found a job. So this person, Insight Discern, a frequent poster here on the Dave Ramsey subreddit. This is reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey, and this is run by fans, not by Ramsey Solutions. If you would like a group run by Ramsey Solutions, the only one is, of course, on Facebook, and that is the Ramsey Baby Steps Community. And if it says anything other than that, it's not run by Ramsey Solutions. Above is the original story. My wife took 2.5 months to find a job. After her layoff, she will be making less. 70 versus the 90, that's 20K less. She was making. Things I learned, we cut expenses, but it was difficult for us to do so. Yep. Because you don't want to decrease expenses. We will have to continue like this as our new household income is $240K. And see right there, you've lost a bunch of people now. You've lost a bunch of people. Say, oh no, you're only making $240K now when before you were making $260. Wah. So we have about $22K in savings now. That was very comfortable to have as a backup during this time. Unemployment insurance does help a lot. We want to buy a decent, used, larger family car and plan to do so with part of the $22K. You do need to have your full emergency fund. Let's go ahead and open up to see what else is going on here. The wife is more agreeable now to buying a cheaper car so that we have some cushion in baby step 3. Yeah, you don't, unless the car is an emergency, you don't do that. You don't take money out of the emergency fund to buy that. It'll be slower for us to save to build our emergency fund back up with her new income. It's only $20,000 a year less. I'm not feeling sorry for you at all. Tough. If you want to make that $20K back per year, get a part-time job then. I kind of froze the baby steps while she was laid off, but onward we continue again. Yeah, and that's what you're supposed to do. You just pile up cash in any kind of emergency. I don't know that necessarily was an emergency since one of you was still working, but yeah. So, but again, you're not going to get much sympathy from anybody on this situation. 20K is not that big a percentage off of 260K or even 240K. So again, you're not going to get much sympathy, I don't think. And tough. You had to cut 20. Yeah, you shouldn't be having that much expenses anyway, because you should be building baby step 3. So you just do necessities while you're building baby step 3. The non-necessities start in baby step 4 after you have the full emergency fund. I owe $45K on a car accident. Excellent. C4271. Minimum payment for this is $570. Said I pay it off for 6 years or file bankruptcy. What would you do? What would Dave do is, even though he filed bankruptcy a long time ago, that is the last option that you do. If you can pay it off, you pay it. Relum Samaj, online MBA at no cost. If you say so. Long story short, company offers up to $5,250 per year for tuition reimbursement. If you keep working there, yes. Looking to obtain my MBA, but want to do it at essentially no cost out of pocket by leveraging this tuition reimbursement program. And that's fine to do, but that ties you to that company. And so if there's any way you imagine that you might not be working there before you're done with that, then you got to factor that in to your decision as to whether to do this. Any online programs I can pursue that allow me to stretch out my credits earned so I can get this done over a few years at $52.50 per year. I have no idea on that, but yeah, that ties you to the company. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay it. Fall Guy ad right there. That was a Lee Majors TV show back in the day, kids. I don't think this did very well. Annie Smith, so cool. All right, if you say so. Cousin asking for financial advice. Sure, it's your cousin. It could be. Hello. Hi, guys. My cousin is not on the Reddit, but has a personal finance question that I was hoping this community could help with. She currently has $600,000 saved in RRSP, TFSA, personal accounts, owns her house outright, no mortgage. Great. Worth roughly $850. Great. And that's about $130,000 Canadian dollars per year, and saves at least $50,000 a year. Great. She predicts to have about $1 million saved in the next 8 years and hopes to retire at that time at age 52. Will that be enough money to retire with? Expenses currently average around $5,000 a month, so that's $60,000 a year. $1 million in the market invested in at least the index will generate about $100,000 per year. And so that would cover the $60,000 expenses that there currently are, but they could be up there. So just with $1 million, I mean, I wouldn't retire the second you get $1 million, especially since you'll only be 52. I would have, with some nice vacations thrown in there. Does that include that? Or or in addition to it. Yeah, so the more stuff you start adding to this $5,000, the longer you have to work to have more than $1 million. Let's see what else is going on. So technically that only buys about 13 years. At the same lifestyle might require a lot of lifestyle adjustment. Okay, so how we do that is you live off of what it generates. Like, you never touch the principal at that. Like I said, so if you have a $1 million invested, that's going to generate $100,000 on average a year. And so right now, 5,000 times 12 is $60,000 a month plus extra. So you're getting up closer to that 100,000. And so if you want to add money for inflation, you work a little bit longer. If this was $2 million, then it would generate $200,000. And so that's how you do that. You don't plan out your life and your investing by trying to spend it all the way down to zero. You're not trying to do that. Best case scenario is you do not ever break into that 1 million. You always live off of the generated earnings off of that 1 million. And so the way to do that is to work longer. Might require a lot of lifestyle adjustment, maybe, or just, work one or 2 years more and then reassess. All right, Beneficial Voice 878, sell equities to pay off mortgage. Yes. If they are not in a retirement account, yes. Hello everyone, hi guys. I've been thinking the past couple weeks that maybe I should sell my equities and some Bitcoin to pay off my mortgage and live mortgage free. That is advised. Already on step 6, but was thinking maybe I should do this. Yes, I'm on the fence, but I feel like for me, the growth will definitely outpace my mortgage interest. $327K, 4.99%. Thoughts? Yeah, well, you not paying off the mortgage and investing the money instead is debt leverage, and Dave doesn't do that. So the advice from him would be to, and from me, of course, would be to sell that. You sell anything that's not in a retirement account. So if all you got to do is pay taxes on the growth of this stuff, then yeah, you would be debt free. And then with no mortgage payment, you can invest the mortgage payment then. And that is way, way less risk to do it that way. Mina's one. Is decreasing term life insurance a good idea when regular term insurance is expensive? Decreasing term life insurance is a bit expensive in my country. 20-year policy. The option of decreasing term life insurance. Oh, basically the death benefit decreases every year. Well, you got to look to see what the options are in your country and do the best you can. Generally, I would imagine if it's the same as it's in the United States, the term life is still going to be way cheaper than the any other type of insurance. So it goes down from 200,000 to what's your opinion on decrease? Is it worth it? It depends. You got to have enough to replace your income, and again, that means just like the previous example where the 1 million was generating $100,000. So say that was in the market, that's for retirement, but it works the same way for investing a death benefit. So if you say your spouse has $1 million of coverage, and because the spouse makes $100,000 a year. And so that is what you should get, 10 times the amount of your annual salary. That's how much coverage you should get. if anybody is dependent on your income. Now, if nobody's dependent on your income, then maybe you get enough to just bury yourself. But I mean, even if you don't do that, they'll find something to do with you. Don't worry. Yeah. So the million generates the $100,000, and so you still have to have that. And so the decreasing would give you less than that as a death benefit that could be invested and then generate that 10% average per year. So, but decreasing, this is the first time I've heard of that. I don't know if we even have that in the United States or not. Prudent Spirit 3380. What is a realistic wedding budget nowadays? Very little is. Like you could go to the Justice of the Peace. You don't always have to have a magic storybook wedding, especially when you're on baby steps 1, 2, and 3, and you're on baby step 3B. Okay, now, do you want a house more than you want a big wedding, or do you want a big wedding more than you want a house? So then you cannot be on 3B. You can take all of that money and spend it on the wedding. That's fine. It's up to you. I mean, this assumes that you have steps 1, 2, and 3 done and having your full emergency fund. That gives you choices as far as baby step 3B and 4, 5, and 6. Northeast U.S., planning on cash flowing everything. Yeah. So that's up to you to decide. Realistic is subjective. For a millionaire, they can spend more on their wedding than somebody making $30,000 a year. So that's not really the right question. If you're going to cash flow it, the max you could spend is what you can cash flow by that time when all the wedding bills are due. Dano0429 need some budget advice. So I feel like this one might have done. It might have skipped order. Let's see. So I'm a new followers of Dave. Budget advice. It's advice. And I'm trying to create a budget and I have absolutely no clue how to do it. I get paid hourly every week and it's always different, somewhere between 40 and 50 hours. Okay, so how you do this is you budget on being paid only $40 an hour, and then the weeks where you get more hours and more money, all that money goes to whatever baby step you're on. So if you're paying off debt, you do your regular budget, and anything extra goes to pay off the debt. And then if you get some overtime that particular week, then you're making more money. So that's more that can go on baby step 2. How to make a budget per month with every dollar, but I don't know. With every dollar, I don't know. But I don't know exactly how much I'm going to make. Right, that's why you base it on the minimum it will be, which is the $40. General idea, but it can't be exact, so I'm having trouble reaching the zero budget Dave talks about. I have little debt, less than $3,000, and getting my emergency fund started. Okay, so maybe step 1, all right. And so again, what you would do, you base it on 40 hours so that you're not guessing. And then, so the problem is that every dollar, I don't think it has something especially built in for variable income. But how that works is you're going to have more money to put towards that debt each week that you work overtime. And you just put that more money to there. So you just have to adjust the income each week. So that's how you would do that. And if you can't do that in that budget app, you can try a different one, or you can do a spreadsheet where you can make it do whatever you want to make it do. Inner Dirt 5732 asks career advice. Hey everyone, hi guys, looking for a little bit of advice. Props on using the right word there. Currently, I work in accounting, and I've been for a few years, making around $65K. I have recently been thinking about switching careers to something where I can earn 6 figures or more. Okay, well, you switching careers doesn't mean that you will necessarily get that 6 figures or more. Would anyone have any advice of programs, certificate programs that would be possible to earn that type of income? No. I'm sure there's a bunch of them though. Google probably knows. Some lawyers make that, some realtors make that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Not everybody in every the same position makes that same income. Update, paid off 401k loan. Excellent, crazy when sober. So I did it. I pulled money from the inherited IRA and paid off the 401k loan, officially debt-free. I don't own a home. Next up is my emergency fund. Should have $1,000 to begin with, even with the 401k loan. But then what would be a good percentage of my pay to go to an emergency fund? I have $2,000 in emergency fund right now, okay? So you did it wrong unless you added to the $1,000 after you got debt-free. Let's just assume that. Let's assume it's a perfect world and he only had $1,000, or she. So there's no percentage of your pay to go to an emergency fund. There's not that. It's not of your pay. It's of your 3 to 6 months of your living expenses, your individual living expenses. That's how much you should have in that. And so that's when you stop, when you get 3 to 6 months, your choice, 3 to 6, anywhere in there. If you are planning on buying a house, I do recommend these 6 months to have that, because you'll have to fix anything wrong with the house. But as far as how to, a percentage of your pay to put to it every month, you put all of it, all of the extra. Other than necessities, you put all of that, and steps 1, 2, and 3, you're on only necessities at that point. And so anything left over in the snowball you were previously using to pay off debt, you now put that snowball into your full emergency fund, and you stay gazelle intensive until that baby step 3. I even put that in several songs until baby step 3 is done. Paying down loans with cash. Yes, do that. Eric Haynes. Hello, hi guys. I guess I've lived under a rock for years. I heard Dave Ramsey about a month ago. It happens. I was in a pickup going to work and found him on the radio, believe it or not. I've listened every since. Every, S-E-N-S-E. Okay, maybe he's typing on a phone. Ever since. S-I-N-C. I don't think I'm in too bad of shape, but I definitely was not following prior to heard the baby steps. My goodness. I have the $1,000 emergency fund plus some. You're not supposed to have any other. Everything else goes to debt. We pull cash all the time and just save it. Pull it from where? If I sell a car or whatever, I would keep the cash. Long as I'm sure I have about $200K in cash, get debt free today then. Yes, I know that's dumb, but it was security in our minds. You said it, it's dumb. So stop being dumb with it. Let's see. DT deals can be made with cash over a weekend when the banks are closed. I was always taught to keep cash on hand. Not when you have debt, you don't do that. Anyway, I want a little advice. Here's my breakdown. Married wife stays home with grandkids. I owe $70K on 2 vehicles. You pay them off today. Home I owe $325 on personal revenue. So that gets rid of all your cash on hand. You do need to have the full emergency fund if the non-mortgage debt is all paid off. After that rental Airbnb, I owe $480K, makes $70K-ish gross a year. That's 7 years to pay that off based on that. So I'm selling that. We have had so many repairs, we just break even. Sell it. That's dumb. You're not making any money on it. We own some rentals. We're at $500K that are paid for, that bring in $25K after expenses each, or both of them. that's not enough money to bother being a landlord. I make $300K a year, max out 401K, side businesses make another 100 to 125K a year. Don't know how to pay down my cars without causing some red flags with the IRS. How? You have cash. You can just deposit it in a bank and pay off the cars. Or you might be able to even give them a red flag with the IRS. I mean, in a high dollar transaction, the bank is going to note it. They have to file I think anything over 100,000 they have to do. I don't think it's as low as 70K. So unless that's 70K each on those, then that wouldn't have a problem. Let's see, I don't know if they can actually look back at my withdrawals over the years. If so, it would have some backup for my cash. I mean, if I went on football squares, we would throw it in the safe. I made some money flipping a car. We would pay ourselves back. And the extra cash would be in the safe. I had yesterday on the Answering Your Financial Questions live, where it's no singing, no news, no fun photos or anything like that. And it's just these questions. And I do that Saturdays and Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. On Saturdays and Sundays. I said that already. My idea is to just deposit a few grand a month until the cars are paid off, then bang out the rental, then the personal residence. Now, the rentals aren't making enough, in my mind. I'm sure it sounds like a drug dealer or something that must have saved a lot of cash over the years. I mean, that's possible, but I mean, you can account for it. You got it from somewhere. And, you know, if they want you to account for it, you'll have to account for it. But, again, I think the transaction has to be over $100,000 for them not to file something extra. I think. If it's lower than that, I'm sorry. But still, you can deal with it. You said, I had this cash in my safe for years, and I wanted to pay off my car. You just tell them the truth. So, unless the truth is illegal, you have no problem telling them the truth. So yes, you would get rid of all of your debt. You're talking about banging out the rental, then the personal residence. That's years and years and years. You said you owe $480K on is that we have owned them for 3 years. Multiple. Mean the house and the rental Airbnb? So yeah, the Airbnb, I'm selling that. And then pay off the cars. And if you have no other debt, then great. You're on step 4. And then you make sure you have your full emergency fund. And that can be in a bank. It doesn't have to be cash. But yeah, so don't so much worry about the IRS. If you didn't do anything wrong, you don't have anything to worry about. But yes, you can do that. I mean, and you might be even, they might take, if you can go to an office somewhere where the loans, if they're local to you, they might take cash. Immediate poem 6549. Out of consumer debt, I've had an insanely exhausting last 6 months due to taking the second job, but today I officially paid off $12,000 of combined medical and credit card debt. Next up is a crippling amount of student loans, but I'm so happy to go back down to one job. Maybe you don't go down to the one job while you have a crippling amount of student loans. But, you know, congratulations on getting out of the medical and credit card debt. Ricky Rowley already received extra income. Hello. Hi, guys. I'm looking for advice. I received an extra $7,000 income owed. $7,000 income owed. I know the rule, pay off debit first. Debit and debt are two different things. There's an I in the word debit, and that just means the amount coming out of the account is what a debit is. Debt is money you owe to someone. So the rule, I know the rule, pay off debit first. Then what's the rest of the words here for then, if you know it? Just not sure what I pay off first. Smallest to largest, it says it right there. Right there. Let's put it down right next to your question. You see? Your question, baby steps. Your question, baby steps. That's how you do this. Let's see, 15K for Visa. Okay, so the interest, don't care, don't give a flip. Doesn't matter what the interest is. You pay off the smallest amount first, which looks like the MasterCard for $8,000. Oh no, the line of credit, $5,000. So you would pay that off completely and put $2,000 towards the $8,000 MasterCard. Yes. So that's how you do it. Nope, the interest is your stupid tax for taking out that debt in the first place. And then that might teach you to not ever do that again. Historical close, 65. Should I take that as a sign to retire early? Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. I was just told today my position at Family Dollar is being eliminated. I have no debt and enough family money to where I didn't really need to work to begin with. Okay. I know most would say I played an insignificant role in a major organization, but I know I made a difference in the lives of my coworkers. Sure. And most people don't want to just sit around the house and not be working. So maybe you get even if you don't need to, even if all of your expenses are taken care of for the rest of your life, maybe you get a part-time job somewhere. And then you can make a difference in the lives of other coworkers. And yours as well, by being around people more and getting out and doing something rather, again, than just sitting and, catching up on all the shows. AC went out in the car. Live in Phoenix. That's warm over there. I have a 2016 Ford Fiesta. The AC compressor has gone out, and I've gotten quotes from $1,000 to $1,200. I live in Phoenix. The car is worth about $3,000. Time for a new clunker or fix AC. So you can sell that for $3,000, and the fix AC is $1,000. So if you can find a better car for $4,000, then buy that instead. Or, if you choose to, even if you can, the 2016, I don't know that you're getting a better car than that, a newer car than that, with a working AC for $4,000. If you can find it, great. You can get the best car you can find for $4,000. Otherwise, fix that one and keep going. We'll do one more. Investigator boring, all right. Friends and money. Have both, is what I suggest. Hi all, hi guys. One of my dear friends wants us to do some travel together. Yep. I would love to do this. However, we have very different incomes. Yep. I would love for you to do some travel with me. Would you love to pay for it too? If the person can pay for it, and wants you to go, let that person pay for it. She can spend on whatever she wants and does. That's great. Yep. There's no need to be envious of that. You try to get yourself into that similar situation. But yeah, I'm a single person and very nearly debt-free. Although I rent, don't own my home. I feel a little embarrassed to say I can't afford to do that trip. That's the truth. If that's actually a friend, there's no reason for you to be embarrassed by that. I can't afford to do that trip. No. And since you're not debt-free, you still have to get completely debt-free and the full emergency fund before you can do that. So you can also say, I'm doing different things with my money. I'm trying to get out of debt and have a full emergency fund before I start doing things like trips. You can just be honest with people. And like I said, if it's a dear friend, that shouldn't be a problem. Or at least not right now. Right. I'm not willing to put travel on. There you go. On a credit card. I want to be able to pay for it without any debt. Yep. And a vacation to me, simply not worth debt. That's great. Why do I feel so embarrassed and uncomfortable about this? How do I don't know. People, especially, one of the beautiful things about being older is you stop giving a crap about what anybody else thinks. Now, if it's a dear friend, maybe you take their opinion of something, into regard as far as something you're doing. Maybe you think about it, but you don't let that, and you don't let what she's doing affect anything in your life. Just because she can spend money and you can't without putting on credit card. See, you don't have the same luxury that she does, and so I don't know. People just don't want to be on. I mean, it's just all you got to do is be honest and say, I'm not doing that with money right now. What I'm doing with money right now is getting completely out of debt and then saving a full emergency fund. And at that point, maybe I can start doing some vacations. So, how do I have this conversation? If it's a dear friend, that should be easy to talk to. And if it's not easy to talk to a dear friend about it, it's uncomfortable because maybe this person doesn't know anything about your finances already and doesn't have to even. You could just say you have your own reasons, and that would be good enough if you don't want to get into all the financial stuff. But what's wrong with say, even if you did say, I can't afford to do that trip, maybe you could if you weren't paying off debt. So, it's your choice to pay off the debt and do the full emergency fund instead of go on that trip. So you just say, I have a limited amount of money. And you can even say, I don't make as much as you. If you want to throw it back onto her and say, I don't make as much as you. I can't do that because I'm trying to get into a better situation like you are in by paying off my debt and doing the full emergency fund. And so, this is much more common generally in females, but not exclusively. And younger people, like I said, the beautiful thing about getting older is, again, you give less and less of a crap about what the average person thinks about what you're doing, especially with your own money. Alrighty, so we are gonna cheers. It's an hour 15. We'll stop it there. Gonna save some questions because I have another Ramsey show, Aftershow show coming up this Thursday on May the 30th. Is this Thursday? And of course, over the weekend are 2 more answering your financial questions. So just want to save some questions. And again, that Ramsey show, Aftershow show is live approximately 6:05-ish, something like that. A little bit after 6 right after the Ramsey show is over on YouTube. And answering your financial questions stream is Saturday and Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Ramsey show, Aftershow show, I already talked about that. This one is May 27th. I'll have to get rid of that part for the next stream. Thursday, May 30th. Oh, and also 2 in June that I know of so far is June 19th and June 21st. 2 in the same week again. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me via calendly.com/coachstevemoney. That's a video conferencing appointment, so you can do that from anywhere in the whole world, even that country where they have decreasing term life insurance. You can email me about anything about coaching or on my channel, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/coachstevemoney. Alternatives are Cash App, $CoachSteveMoney, and of course a Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. All right, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and much appreciated if you've already done any or all of those. Much appreciated. Forever in your debt. And as always, make smart financial decisions every day. May 30th. Oh, and also 2 in June that I know of so far is June 19th and June 21st. 2 in the same week again. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule financial coaching consultation / assessment with me via financial coach, and you can schedule financial coaching consultation / assessment with me via